Is it okay if I have my
Yeah, it's free. It's Speakeasy, bro. It's easy work. You can say whatever the fuck you want, write about whatever you want. It's it's uncensored, unfiltered. I'm gonna say that shit. You get me? Oh, we out here. We recording. Yo, welcome one, welcome all to the Speakeasy podcast reboot. I am Daryl,
I'm Phil.
I'm Jason.
and we are back. Woo! Dab on that motherfucker. So we're gonna be posting every single Wednesday. Follow us at UCA Productions on Instagram, and follow our. I think we'll put our links in the description below all of our social media platforms, all of our little, projects, whatever the fuck. So how's it been?
It's been pretty good. All things considered, even though it's like a pandemic and we're supposed to be basically doing nothing except for like work or school. I've been keeping up with a lot of stuff. It's been like a good time for me to like focus in on things I want to like catch up on, things I want to try my hand at. So,
I think this give us an opportunity to sort of regroup ourselves and sort of assess what we find is gonna help us be more productive and change our mindsets a little bit. Take a pause on the distractions and focus in on what we actually want to do.
I mean, I feel like there's a lot more distractions right now. Like we're just on the computers and stuff for most of the time, or like around our phones and shit. So
I don't know. Like on like during the pandemic, it's like kind of bored. You're just always just doing the same thing. No, I don't know. For me, like I get to play Minecraft. Yo, finally got to play Minecraft this year.
That's made a big return. A lot of things are making a big like splash now that people have a lot of time. Like there's not just video games, but there's like a lot of stuff that like since people have time now to like reflect on things, they also find time to like, let's all start working out. Let's all start, playing this game now because Among Us is the one I'm thinking about. But like social things in a way via the internet.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, next year I was planning on making a Fitness 2021.
Right.
So like it's a project where, I started this year, but the thing is like not many people were down to do it. But say like next spring and next summer, I was inviting a couple of people to like sort of every single morning or every whenever we're free in the morning, we'll meet up at like the base of Mount Royal, and then we just fucking run up that motherfucker, and then work out. I'm trying to because finding people who's motivated. Who's motivating and who's motivated enough to do stuff is a lot harder than to find like people who are just free. And it's like it's sometimes when you choose when you hang out with people who are just not like interesting or who just like don't want to like do stuff or get out their ass, it's just so like depressing. And so you have a project in mind and then they're like, oh no, it's not good. It's just like, oh bro, like come on, like what else are you doing? You're not doing anything. Right. It's like
not everyone has like the drive to just get up and try something random. Like a lot of people have that mental block where it's like, I could be trying this, but I immediately think I'm going to fail, so I'm not even going to attempt it. And you never like get exploration of what you could be doing.
What's the thing? Like a lot of people are living their life in fear of just like failing or just of like trying new things, which is like kind of sad. I mean, I'm guilty of this of that when I was younger. Yeah, when I was younger, I was really, really scared of like trying new stuff. Like even working out, going to the gym, I was like, nah, bro, I don't like that. I'm like, I'm gonna pull something, or I'm gonna distort my body or whatever. And then I was like, yeah, this is not all about that. It's not about the.
It's that really human fear of the unknown that I think everyone has. Everything you haven't tackled yet, everything you haven't experience for yourself yet.
Well, that's the thing. That's what next year. My goal for next year is consistency. So for me personally, I want to try like keeping up like not even like big projects, just like little projects here and there to sort of like keep me motivated to do stuff, and then eventually, hopefully, it picks up. At the same time, it's more of a testing run for me right now. But like I wanted to sort of like try something that sort of motivates me to do something a lot bigger later on. So since like this year, I think we had a project. We had 3 projects planned this year.
Yep.
And then we did one of them. So already during a pandemic, we did one film
That's
project.
pretty
So
good.
that's
Yeah, it turned out good. Turned out good.
and it was really really good. Yeah, like I mean the end product was
It was so something.
acceptable. It was acceptable. I'd say yeah, it's a six. It's a six, as Phil said. It's a six.
Yeah.
Give it a 6.
6, yeah.
In terms of, I guess in terms of audience like perception, it is a six because the audio is not that good. But like given like all of the context, it's an 8.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that was like a 2-day shoot, and we did pretty good.
But yeah, in a 2-day time
Yeah.
frame, that's pretty good.
In the
actually, it was a 1-day shoot. We did like towards the end, like we did like the one
the
part
other
there.
crap, really.
And it was hot, man. That shit was
Oh, yeah.
hot. Oh my god.
Terrible living circumstances.
Sammy brought in the
Oh yeah.
cooler there, the
in
aircon.
his Foodora bag. I didn't even plug it in, bro.
Carry that thing down at some point. That was
And we never used it because the windows wouldn't open the right way. What pissed me off the most about it was the fact that the owner of the Airbnb was so like not organized. It was kind of sus. Because I was trying.
yeah.
I was trying to like find Airbnbs that accepted us, that allowed us to film, and not many Airbnbs like cared for it because I guess because the pandemic there's a lot of people, but also because of noise complaints possibly.
Right.
I get that, but then one guy from downtown obviously allowed us to shoot, so I was like, it's perfect, and I saw like the layout or like how it looked. I was like, this is perfect because like there's like the brick wall in the background.
Right.
I was like, that would be so like interesting to have that in the shot, and then filming it in like a certain way to make it look more ominous and creepy.
Yeah. You guys did a good job. I like the post prod work.
Yeah, and then bro, I was mad because like after one point, fucking Jason, man, he sent me the first draft of the audio. I was like, what the fuck happened, bro?
That's my fault.
You
I
texted me
apologize.
the audio is all garbage.
But in the end, I was like, you know what? This actually could be better because I was like, I could just redub it and then like make it sound like Bane, where it's like more like in your face. So like I had like the option of like making it a lot more deeper and a lot more in your ear type thing, which is fun because like when I planned the shoot, like the shot list of the shoot, I think Antoine our DP like misunderstood me, where it was like because the shot of the come in,
Yeah.
that shot wasn't part of the plan. Like it was supposed to be towards the side.
Right.
But the thing is because when we were in the apartment, we didn't have enough room, I guess, to like do a dolly shot because it was like really really like small. I mean, like it was like a fucking cube, man. It was.
Yeah, it was. We didn't have that much space to work with.
Oh my god! And there were like 6 people there, and it was hot. Oh my god, bro!
The heat over time is the worst element.
Nah, bro. Yeah, like the first day was the worst because it was humid. It wasn't hot. It was humid.
Yeah.
And then so
like we got there and we didn't really know what to expect, and like I was on my way there, and you were telling me how like. You were texting me about how he still didn't send you the info about it, and I was almost there, and I was like, "Oh no,
this isn't a good
Yeah,
start.
that owner is kind of a
kind of
In a sense.
Can't curse. I can't curse in this.
sus."
Well, you can't curse. You just say you can't say the three letters there.
I can't say the 3 letters.
It has to be family friendly.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I mean, I probably said like 20 curse words by now, so
Yeah.
that's kind of out the window. But what was it? But yeah, so when we did the shot of the introduction shot of come in, I was like, yo, bro, this is dope. And the way that we lit it, like the way that Antoine and Hugo did the lighting was just just perfect. So I was like, we have something here. Even Sammy was like, yo, this is lit, bro. I saw this. This is good.
Very excited about the whole thing.
Yeah.
That was great. I was happy to see the ideas that I had like beforehand when I was writing it kind of really manifesting when I saw the full product. Like it really looked like I was picturing it.
Like what you intended and stuff.
Yeah. I mean, if you compared, because we technically started this the end of 2019, I think, with Limbo.
Yeah.
So if you compare Limbo to Come In, so we did Limbo House Tour Freestyle, which was like your submission video. So like you guys, and then that too was a 1 day shoot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a whole different process.
Oh, the music video.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was it was kind of fun. It was really fun.
It was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed it.
Let's talk about how that fucking went to shit real quick.
I think we held our own for that one.
Yeah.
For like our cast, like
Yeah,
for the amount of people we
improvised.
were, like
We didn't improvise it. We just tweaked things as we went along. But I already had the whole circuit like drawn out and like thought about where everything should go.
Yeah.
But the difficulty was just like,
was it the under the table thing?
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, no, that part we nailed really well. I think
Good.
you guys nailed, like in the post prod, we didn't see the shake at all.
I have
I think
regret about it.
Yeah.
It's just there's one shot where it looks like we cut and we don't.
I think I mixed two shots together.
Yeah, we did for the ones I post.
Shift from the kitchen, you know, on the way back.
Yeah.
Okay.
It really looks like it's an excuse for a cut. But every take we did as a one take.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's not about your editing, it's just about the fact that I should have thought that people would see that as like,
Well,
yeah.
I think that's a creative perspective because like most people won't see that. Most people will be like,
Right.
"Oh, dude, this is a nice video." Whereas us, like when we're creating something that's
Right.
like, we're like really perfectionist about it. So it's like
perspective on it. I was thinking like, are they going to think it's not a one take?
yeah.
Because you put so much effort into making it a one take.
Yo, but I mean, like the thing that was just crazy about it is how the day before was it like 2 days before we were planning on making it like a house party, right? That was the original plan where like a lot of people came in.
Yeah.
And then like last second, which I predicted was gonna happen, like
Yeah.
everybody dipped, like everyone's like, I couldn't come or whatever.
Yeah.
And like a few members, like 3 people came in, so I was like, all right, let's improvise this whole circuit, and then turned out instead of becoming a house party, it became a house tour.
Right.
So funny how we
had like the party vibe because we still managed to use our extras really well.
Yeah.
and we were all in it. Everyone who worked on
is
it was in it.
Awesome, actually.
Everyone doubled as a character in the
Literally,
Yeah,
everyone in the production.
we were just running around the whole house.
Except people running around the house.
Yeah.
It was good thing. It's a good thing I got the fake money thing because the prop actually like helped out with the.
Oh yeah, that was a very nice shot
the
too.
layout. I think the biggest problem I think I had with the video was the lighting downstairs. Because like the lighting downstairs was like going on, like especially the staircase part where like we're going downstairs, like we barely saw anything. And then like when we did the coloring, it kind of got distorted and like really somber and like which we then corrected with come in with with just impeccable lighting. So I think it's safe to say that each project we have, we're sort of focusing on a certain aspect of the production quality.
We're trying to make up for our previous mistakes and like
Exactly. So I think our next one will be audio. Audio should be definitely
We're making progress throughout the videos.
Yeah, exactly, bro.
by our 6th or 7th, we're going to be like
a kid, bro.
But yeah, that's why I was thinking for our next project because originally I planned to get the Blackmagic Pro, right? Blackmagic Pocket, right? I think we're gonna postpone that and focus on like try to like film with what we have right now and sort of amass more more experience and get more money so we could get the there's a new camera coming out called the Red Komodo. And it's basically a red camera that's like $5,000, and I think that will be a much smarter investment later on. So like in 2022 or 2023, whatever, we'll get that. But like right now, we'll focus on
ourselves, to know when we should be honing on getting better gear or bettering our craft.
I think next year we'll focus more on being consistent with our craft and like I want to at least post like three, 4, or 5 like short films. We'll write scripts outside so we could like curve around the quarantine rules there.
I mean, it's a good thing you told me earlier about that plan because I'm trying to modify some aspects of some scripts to be 90% to
Outside.
100 outside. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good idea. So it gives us more leeway, which also will give us another problem with sound, especially because when you're outside, there's a fuck ton of wind that comes in, and so
We
that's gonna be a
dead cat, don't we?
yeah. We have dead cats and we have isolators, but the thing is, it's gonna be like.
Does it remove completely like wind and stuff, or
Well, I mean, we could put like those the reflectors in front of the mic itself, so the
Right.
wind doesn't actually hit the mic; it just sort of deflects
Yeah.
it. And so like yeah, it won't really matter. It's more sort of like if say the actor is talking and like the actor really has to sort of articulate and speak loudly.
Yeah.
It's kind of like theater basically,
Yeah.
which you've done, Phil. So you
Yeah.
know all about it.
The whole history with that.
expose?
Yeah. I'm a theater kid.
How'd you like? What'd you like about theater?
Ooh. I love how focused it is on character building, how every syllable is said in a specific way with purpose. Everything is instrumentalized, and you use like sometimes you don't have like the budget or access to everything, right? So to make your set, you have to become really creative with like what does the set design mean? Because you're building the set too.
Yeah.
So it's not like shot on location or like a sound set, but it's similar, more similar to a sound set. But the focus is really on the actors.
Yeah.
And having the set design complement what they're trying to say. So you really have like a modium of control over what you're trying to like shoot at the audience, and a proximity with the characters that's just impossible to replicate in other mediums, I'd
I
say.
think yeah. Also, it's basically a big one take.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's like
Yeah,
there's
you
no
got your
cuts.
best one on the first night.
Yeah.
A little theater trick for you guys, but they say that you shouldn't go on the second night ever. They say it's always the worst night because the first night, every actor is like, "Oh my gosh, we overcome it. We did it. We did our perfect one take." And the second night, they act terribly.
Yeah, I think also it's
Yeah.
because of the nerves. The nerves are that sort of like complements it. It's like you have this sort of drive to prove yourself that you're able to do it on the first night because it's never been done before. Whereas the second night is like, oh well, I did it once.
Everything's building up to the first night. The second night, it drops so much that you're just like, you kind of subconsciously let go a bit, or you try something different if you're really like confident.
Is it because you try to top your first performance or something?
Yeah. Sometimes I tried to do that the second night.
Mhm.
When you were there, Daryl.
Yeah.
I played Giles Corey in the Salem Witches. And yeah, that was one of my favorite things I've ever been a part of relating to theater. I really love that story. And the thing is, the second night, the audience was so different. It's also just the audience was like older. They wouldn't like laugh at the same beats. So it'd be confusing. Like sometimes you can kind of anticipate the crowd.
Yeah.
You gotta like on the first night, I kind of understood the crowd really liked my character. They found my character really funny. And you could like testify to that, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, the first night was a lot. Was a lot raw. It's more raw. It's a lot like.
Yeah.
It wasn't like, oh, we really know what's gonna happen. It's like sort of, it wasn't planned. It was like.
Right. And like that night, like I had a really great night because a lot of people really liked my performance. Apparently,
Yeah.
The second one didn't nearly get that many laughs or even like, just the "aww."
Yeah.
Sometimes you can hear that from the.
Well,
it's pretty funny.
it's basically the same thing as when you watch like I don't know who Jason, were you there for the premiere of Avengers Endgame?
Not at the premiere, but I've seen it at one point, I think.
Because we were at the premiere and it was really fucking different. I watched it twice. The first time I watched it, the premiere was crazy. Everyone was like hella emotional, crying and shit.
Mhm.
It was like,
Like if you want the authentic
yeah,
experience when it comes to those blockbusters, it's really the premiere is like going to the Super Bowl. You
yeah,
know, like
and-
it's everyone's rooting, everyone's like in character in a way.
yeah. Oh yeah, we're in the
Every,
news. We're in the news.
yeah, we got on
When
the
Phil was Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, Phil was fired, man. So
yeah. My secret identity is still a secret.
the newscaster was like, "Hey, Spidey, you plan on coming back?"
Yeah, they were asking all sorts of questions.
Oh my gosh! But
Oh,
yeah,
I
that was
remember
funny.
when I walked and the anchor was talking to the cameraman. She was like, "Oh, that way, that guy."
Yeah, that guy. I think, yeah, no, I think especially in in theater is a lot more sort of like it's an actual live performance, and like how people sort of like perceive you in the first sort of like dictates whether or not your character is, you know, portrayed a good way, whereas like cinema could be like interpreted in many ways, since
Mm.
theater is like more sort of like, I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like as a theater actor, you get judged more harshly
Yeah,
than as
cinema actor, film actor. Yeah,
not to say anything about film actors. I'm just saying that in theater, critics can be really like they can dig really deep
yeah,
at someone.
yeah.
Like you could say, this guy knows nothing of the craft, and he dared to stand 5 feet from me, and it's like it could be
Mhm.
really
Well,
soul crushing, but it
and
could also
also,
be like the biggest
well,
high.
yeah, I think also because like what was it? Theater is not. It's not like um, a blockbuster where you just sell money. Like sell money, get money. Like money is like the driving force to sell the movie. It's more sort of like the performance itself, and so it's
Right.
like, you know, it's
It's raw craft or raw artistry in a sense,
yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah, it's performance art, but
yeah,
um, it's also that um, I mentioned that earlier, but the proximity to the actor gives a whole different feel.
to live. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like
it's live, son.
But
because imagine like there's this terrifying, imposing character, and he's like 10, 15 feet from you.
Yeah.
You could like see his spit. It's so gritty. I don't know how to. I'm making a really crass example here, but you really see this person in a physical space. That guy could walk up to you,
Yeah.
and he's a character, despite that you've been told before he enters the scene that he's an actor. But he
Yeah.
enters the scene, and you believe he's that person, and
Yeah.
that he could threaten you.
Because it goes with each other emotion too. I mean,
Right.
your girlfriend and I were both what was it? We're looking at one of the girls there as well. Says, yeah, you're right. It's really authentic. It was funny though. It was like during the whole shoot, me and his girlfriend were like, "Yo, bro, she looks real nice."
I mean,
It's so funny. It's like, yo, that
I
film
think
like,
she's implying like a specific feature, no?
no, my God, sure. Like Phil was like acting his ass off, and then we're like, oh yeah, that's
Oh,
nice.
okay, okay.
And then one of the characters walk up, and then she's like, she's like, oh wow.
Yeah, I was like giving a whole monologue, and then I leave. I know for a fact I heard one of them. Other person walked up right after me.
Oh my God. So what are your yeah? So what
Sometimes,
are your other projects?
oh, uh, right now,
Yeah.
um,
What do you have planned? What do you have planned later on?
right. So I've got a couple of scripts down the pipeline. One that's almost complete. I'm basically storyboarding it, and according to the storyboard, sometimes I go back to the script and tell myself, for a better storyboard, it deserves like a different way to write it.
Yeah.
I have the whole like
The idea.
story and its feel in my head, but then turning it into two separate pieces of media, which are the script and the storyboard,
Yeah.
that I view as piece of media. um, both have to concord with my core idea, right? So if one of them doesn't fit with the other perfectly, I have to go back to one of them and rework.
Yeah. What about you, Jay? New projects?
Um, Not that many. Like I do like I don't know if you guys know, but I do like Call of Duty montages.
Yeah.
I know.
Oh yeah, you guys know already. Okay, true.
Yeah.
I've been like I don't know. I've been like editing that. I mean, like now I'm gonna be editing the podcast, so I'll have stuff to do, I guess.
So, what do you want? What do you want to be? Well, one of the
Uh,
questions I had. One of the questions I had is, what do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years.
Yeah. How do you see yourself in 10 years?
Honestly, I don't know, bro. It's looking kind of dark for me. I don't know.
Hey, yo, man. Yeah. Think about this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if it's like an unachievable goal right now, like
Mhm.
setting yourself a
Always
goal.
cool.
Yeah, it's yeah, something to pursue
Um,
is always something good. I think like
I don't know. I think like I've always wanted to like, be part of like a film crew, like have your own crew. And
yeah, you crowd me out here,
no,
son.
yeah, for real, honestly, like I
Granted.
don't know. Yeah,
Do you want direct? Do you want direct or?
not really. I'd rather like edit or I don't know. Stuff other than directing because like I feel like I suck at telling people what to do,
Yeah.
even though that's what I do for a job. But like
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, interesting.
Maybe one day, but like just like working in film in general as an
Yeah.
editor or like other stuff on the set, like lighting or
Mm.
production assistant, because I'd be hooking people up with food, you know.
Hey, let's go. Oh my god, yeah, that's fucking funny, man.
Definitely have that job.
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, right now everyone's doubling as everything, so it's
Yeah,
like
we all do
it's
it.
not really
Yeah.
it's not really a set sort of
Yeah.
like I mean like for Come In I was acting, so I couldn't really direct at the same time. So I
We're
had-
directing at some point, like when with Sammy and like
you want to act?
stuff. Me, no.
No act.
Sure.
No. Like listening what you were saying about theater, I'm like, no, I'm good, bro.
It's so much stress.
Rather not act
Film
at
acting
all.
is different.
Yeah.
You've got like chances to change
That is true. That's true.
the way you're seen.
Yeah, I think my goal right now, because I have two goals. I have career goals and I have a life goal.
Mm.
One of my career goals is obviously to set up New Crown Productions, which I had the idea because I was like, yo, we're in Canada where basically most of the stuff is being shot at, and like the scenery is beautiful. Like all of our stuff here is basically cheap compared to like say Hollywood production and all that. And not to mention Montreal is like a home base for like video games, and so like for like VFX, it's like
Yeah, this is
we
center for VFX.
have like our neighbors right here. So I'm like, yo, why not like base a production company here that'll create global sort of global spread media for like a cheap price and have our own talents and have the uniqueness of Montreal or Quebec to have like both French and English viewers that get to watch our stuff and get to enjoy our stuff. It's like and also because I'm on board, so that also helps.
So we're gonna make French films.
Well, yeah, eventually. I mean, was it not Sammy? Hugo's writing a French film.
Oh, that film was supposed to be in French.
Yeah, his film's gonna be in French. I think all of
okay.
his movies are gonna be in French. I think.
Oh, okay.
No,
Okay.
actually.
It's not.
He said he was going to switch to English from now
I was
on.
making English.
Oh,
Yo,
Yeah,
come in, swayed him.
but I think he's also said that he wasn't a big fan of French cinema as well.
And we could remake French cinema. It's not because right now it's very niche. It's very
a
niche.
new movement.
I mean, it's very niche right now. Like French cinema is very like unique to like a specific audience, whereas like
Right.
American cinema is like your classic Hollywood style. It's sort of like
Right. It's a different approach.
yeah, like right now it was Korean cinema is coming is making a big boom in the Western.
In the Western market, yeah.
Yeah, so like you could revamp it, or like Canadian cinema, for example. Right now, it's like because for our class there for Canadian cinema,
Yes.
which is also like a good idea for my paper, I guess, is sort of like compare and contrast the way cinemas the films are made here versus classic Hollywood.
Right.
And so how like here it's really more grounded and sort of like raw footage, like something like someone pulls out a camcorder or whatever and just shoots what they see and then comments over it. Whereas like cinema, like Hollywood's very sort of high end production. Like there's like it looks so like almost like euphoric. It's like it's very like well shot, or like
Mm-hmm.
even like very weird scenes are like well shot. It's like well captured. It sort of makes it a fantasy, I guess.
Yeah.
And then as life goals go, I want to run a marathon.
Yeah, well, that might be sooner rather than later. And I mean the ways that we can get to those goals also has changed tremendously throughout the last decade.
Yeah.
It's been democratized more and more.
Yeah.
More.
I mean, especially with technology, it's a lot easier, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, like on the podcast, we could legit like have a call, record it, and then post it. It's like we don't have to meet up at like someone's house or whatever, and then set the whole thing up, and then
Right.
It was much more easy peasy.
Easy peasy, bro. But yo, the marathon, man. The other thing I think I really want to do because it's like probably the hardest thing I'm probably gonna have to go through.
Wow. Hardest.
Running?
Yeah, like life goes as life goes. Like I'm not a runner. I've shit cardio. I had asthma when I was a kid, so like running a marathon for like a cause, like a good cause, that shit would be like
Right.
next level stuff. Is your dad there?
No. My stepbrother's running around on the phone.
But yeah, so making moves to sort of go close to that next year.
Right. And we also have like more and more. I mean, we have access to things, but we also have like networking opportunities, and we're very open to collaboration as well, us as people. So I think we've got like expansive.
Capabilities. Yeah. So what do you guys think about skydiving?
Oh my gosh.
Let's change the topic real quick. Spin that around.
Yeah.
I have a fear of heights, so I would never
You do.
do that.
No, same. We all
Yeah?
have fear of heights. Yeah, we
I
all
have
have
a
fear
fear
of heights.
of heights that I want to overcome one day,
Exactly. That's
but
the same.
I'm also terrified of it.
Needless to say, I keep a check. Yeah, it's just a leap, Miles. Just a leap of
Yeah,
faith.
it's a leap of faith.
What about you, Daryl? You'd go skydiving?
Yeah, I want to. There's one in Montreal. I want to do right outside of Montreal. I want to do skydiving one day, bro. Like I'm gonna shit myself, but it's gonna be worth it. Jason's face like, yo, bro, it's mad.
Nah, but I think there's like the chance of your parachute not working is probably very low. But
but they have two parachutes as well.
Yeah, there's a backup. There's an emergency parachute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the odds of both is incredibly low.
Still don't trust it.
I think you have more chance of getting hit by lightning.
Depends where.
I mean, we live in a city, so it's like lightning rods everywhere. If I live in the countryside, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, skydiving is definitely something I want to do.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say yes to that right now. I feel like I'm gonna have to be pushed off that plane, but I'll be really grateful once I hit the ground.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't know. When I was a kid, like, what was it? I was scared of doing rock climbing as well.
Yeah.
Because, because when I reached the top, I'm like, yo, how do I get down from here? Like, it's not as much going up as it was going back down. I was like, you had to jump, you had to sort of like propel yourself from the sides. I was like, nah, no, this is crazy. Then I saw Batman. I was like, no, this is cool.
Yeah, I both love and am terrified of rock climbing. My girlfriend's way more into it than me. She like drags me to do it, but a part of me really wants to, and then a part of me is also like petrified every time.
Speaking of fear, what is your greatest fear? Like, what are your greatest fear?
Oh my God.
Aside from like heights, is it irrational fear? Is it called irrational fear?
Irrational fear. I guess.
Could be any
It's really
aspects.
weird. It's really specific, but like being suddenly forgotten by everyone around me is pretty terrifying.
That's
Yeah, that's deep.
yeah, but like I mean, it eventually happens. So, oh my god, no, guys, no. Oh my god. Still recording, huh? Guys, I'm sorry.
Hey, you're back.
Oh my god.
You froze with a big ass smile on your face, fam.
Really?
Yeah.
Yo, my internet disconnected. Fuck. You
Yeah.
guys are frozen
It
for me.
was very
Yeah.
sweet of
Still
a
recording,
smile.
right? Okay, it's still recording. Fuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Uh,
I think my biggest fear is more sort of like uh, not doing something that I wanted to do, like sort of like
fear of missing out.
yeah, sort of limiting myself and like sort of playing it too safe, and then
Mm.
dying, and then just looking back. You know, when you have the last second before you die, you look back at your life real quick. And you're just like, oh shit, I didn't get to do anything that I
Right,
wanted to
right.
do. It's like I really like the unknown for me is like I'm a curious person in nature, so the unknown for me is what I thrive to sort of seek out. Like I'm
Right.
not afraid of it. I'm like more excited to see what's to come. But like being like not not adventurous, that is my fear. Is the opposite of most people.
What about you, Jason? Aside from heights, because we all share that.
fear. I really have like a deep fear for spiders. Like
Arachnophobia.
it's past arachnophobia, bro. It's something else, bro. Like it's no, anything for real, anything that crawls.
Yeah.
That's not that's a bug. Like nah, bro. It's
So
really that.
Centipedes,
Yeah,
no?
centipedes, millipedes, like any kind of peds.
Yo,
And
at
also
one
like
point, as a kid, we went to Saint Bruno, and there's the guy that was like I think the founder of Insectarium. He had like a bunch of like fucking creeper crawlies in his room and shit. He had us holding it. Yo,
crawlies.
bro, nah, fam.
That's pretty great.
Like I held, what do you call those? What's a phasm in English?
A
Oh,
what?
what?
A phasm, like a stick. It kind of looks like a mantis. Like it's like a wooden looking insect.
Wait. Show us with your body. Like pose as a bug.
Wait, hold on. Pose as a bug. I'm
Yeah,
dead.
like what?
You talk about the
Phasmids.
Ah,
I don't even know what that
Yeah,
looks like.
phasmids. Yo, like phasmids, like how they look like sticks, basically, like this, but they have like 6 legs and shit. And so those guys,
Okay.
I had them on my hand. I had a tarantula on my hand, and I had a scorpion on my hand. Yo, bro, when I tell you, bro, the scorpion, it was ready to strike, bro. I was about to shit myself.
yeah.
Why would you do that?
He forced me. He was like, "Yo, come here." I was walking away. The guy was, "Come here,
Okay.
come here, come back here. Hold this." I was like, "What's this?" And there's a fucking tarantula on my hand, fam.
I think
Wow.
that's child abuse. That's child abuse.
That's child abuse.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know. Did you consent to having that tarantula?
I don't know.
Clearly
I
not.
don't think so. I don't think kids are eligible for consent. The age of consent is 16. I think that's the point.
Right.
I think that's the best way to learn to conquer your fear, just to force it. I think people nowadays are just so like afraid of they're too soft. They want to be taken by the hand and
So to
carry.
be expelled from their comfort zones.
Exactly. It's like nowadays a lot of people are sort of not motivated. Like a lot of people I know that like my age are like so like they sort of limit themselves to what what the system sort of points them towards. So they follow like a curriculum, which another aspect I want to talk about, another tangent within a tangent. What do you think of today's education being part of uni?
Oh, that's
You're
a
talking about the Zoom thing?
No, I'm talking about like what do you learn in university as or what do you learn like do you find it useful? Do you find like more aspects of life should be incorporated? What do you think about education as a whole?
I think that um, the present educational structure is inherently I'm sorry I'm using this word so early on in the podcast, but capitalistic. It's inherently a structure that makes you an efficient worker.
Yeah, very true.
So it doesn't encourage your average student to be interested really in what they're learning. It's just to be efficient at what they learn, I find. And I feel like that's like the wrong way to address or to tackle learning, and I
Well,
think
yeah.
it we're just cogs in the machine at this point, because it's not really a interactive human experience. It's a I throw this at you and you do it, or otherwise you don't belong here.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you see the exams that people used to take in high school or in primary school, it's very sort of like memory based exams. You know, it's not like
As response,
yeah, exactly. It's just who studies more, or like not even studies more, like who's able to sort of memorize this for a longer amount of time.
right.
Like I had this sort of conversation with friends where I was like, if you compare, say you know, someone studies a whole week for one exam at the end of the week on Fridays, and there's like, you know, the person gets 90, 92 on the exam, and then the less, you know, after the exam he completely forgets everything, versus someone who doesn't do anything, who understands the topic but then fails at the exam, gets like a 60 or at the exam, but then later on in life he gets to you know, apply those what he, you know, those aspects of whatever he was learning to, you know, real life situations. Academically, like the person with 92 is academically smarter, but it's not like it's not a good representation of what they're actually.
Academically superior.
Yeah, well,
I wouldn't use the term smart in any
okay.
circumstances, because it's too subjective. It's too we're using like the capitalist slash like status quo framework to define a concept way more broad, which is like intelligence.
Well, yeah.
Like I feel like conflating scholarly achievements with intelligence is just almost always wrong.
Well, there's 16 types of intelligence, though. I think it's 16.
According to this one,
According to who?
well, there are definitely many, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But I think it's a wide-reaching subject.
Yeah.
Although that is not to say anything of the hard work of all teachers out there. The teaching is a profession that is incredibly undervalued by the current system, or at least ours. It's a profession that is so integral to everything, and yet they're overworked,
underpaid. Which another topic. I'm gonna fucking rant real quick. Yo, how the hell does a social media influencer get paid more than a freaking doctor or a lawyer or you know, a teacher? That baffles me.
Right.
Beyond fucking reason. It's like, what?
Right. I'm not exactly like the best in the know about like social media celebrities. So
Like,
I can't really attest to what they do.
How are they paid so much though? Like, where do they get money?
But yeah, it's advertising. It's more like promotion.
Just straight advertising.
Yeah, it's like they associate themselves with like products or whatever, or companies, and then they get paid a fucking
It's a
fortune.
big check, bro.
Which is funny because you know it brings back to it points to, like, the OnlyFans area. Those motherfuckers get banked, man.
I mean, yeah, online is becoming a more and more appealing way of making your buck.
Subscribe to mine. What? Cut.
Yeah, it's more and more. I think the fact that online work is becoming more and more appealing is mostly a sign that real life work is not giving enough benefits in the first place, or is not worth it that much most of the time. I can't speak on every profession, but like a lot of the time, your little student job really undervalues you
Yeah.
compared to what, well, this online job, I don't know much of it, but it seems to give you bank at least.
Yeah, but
Seems
like honestly, it's completely logical. Where someone who's paid to save your life is paid less than someone who just puts pictures of their body. Like if you compare, if you're talking about like real models, like in like the fashion industry. Okay, I respect that because they go through a freaking like a tedious process of like dieting and like scheduling. They're really like they work a lot. Like you see behind the scenes, it's almost inhumane, but how they're treated. And I don't think they get paid much. Whereas like like nowadays with Instagram models and all that, and how it's sort of like how like society has this sort of ideal perception of what a good looking person looks is.
right.
It's sort of like feeding that and presenting it to you and paying them to sort of keep doing what they're doing. It's kind of
Yeah.
like it's kind of fucked up. It's like when you look back at it, you're like, wow. Like back in the day in Greece, I think it was like sort of the thicker the person is, the more.
Yeah, the ideal body type has changed tremendously
Yeah, and then
throughout the years, which is a very interesting thing to look
like
at. I'd love to hear like someone who's studied that.
Yeah.
Like it's such a specific field, but
yeah,
I'd
no,
love to hear what they have to say about this ideal shape.
yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with was it how like back in the day the rich would be like the biggest because they would be
Yeah,
able
because
to
they're feeding.
they could afford food and high end stuff, right? Whereas nowadays the rich are like thin as a freaking stick, and the like broke people are hella freaking big, which makes no sense to me. It's like what?
Yeah,
What's
it's
going
great.
on?
Yeah, I mean, there's also like the period in the '80s where Arnie became big in the
Yeah,
whole
fashion,
bodybuilder
yeah,
trend. Well, it's not a trend, but it really became like an ideal to strive for everyone, which is ridiculous,
yeah.
I find. But also like steroid use and all that just pumped up during that decade.
Yeah. I mean, I think there was the '70s and '80s was like the years for drugs. It was like, that was
80s,
For
yeah,
different purposes,
'80s.
but
the
yeah.
crack era.
Yeah, the crack era. Yeah, the crack epidemic. The STDs everywhere.
Uh,
There's all that shit. There's a bunch of like heroin addicts. Everything is there.
Right.
Oh my gosh. But hold on. I have a bunch of questions here, real quick. All right. Yeah. Okay. What is your as a filmmaker? Who's your dream collaboration?
mm.
See if you
As
could work
in,
with anyone, like as actor, director, whoever.
oh
Mm.
Who's your dream collab?
my. Um,
Um,
have a lot of those actually. Yeah.
Ooh, ooh.
Um,
Name a few. Name drops. Get him
all
as
right.
guest over here.
So first, I'll go with actors, I guess. The first that I have to mention is Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay.
mm.
Okay.
I mean,
Joker.
he's so great. He's like no one becomes as much as he does. No one like completely abandons the self
Hmm.
and becomes
Character.
as much as he does. I find. Um, and I'd love to see like everything, his whole range, because he can just transform so much. I just find it like breathtaking.
Would you wanna like? What would you want to play as like if you're working with him? What do you want to do? Like you want him as like your lead actor and you be like director? Or you want to study
Um,
under him?
I definitely want to see him act. I wish he did theater.
I think he does. No,
He does, but
I know him and what was
that's
it?
true. That's true. I've spoken wrong.
I
Uh,
think that's where we started. No, I
but
don't know.
yeah, I want to see him in theater. I want to go see him in theater. Then I correct my statement.
Okay.
But yeah, I'd love to see him explore a bit more of that. Like he has a bit of that everyman quality to him in a lot of his films, or rather, the abused everyman who's just going through the motion.
Yeah.
And I just love that darkish look at.
Yeah, Phil crushing on Joaquin Phoenix real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, me just gushing. Yeah, I'm gonna skip to other people, but Joaquin is just so great. I can't even begin to like.
Yo, make a clip. Yo, Jay, make a clip of this. Just him admiring Joaquin Phoenix.
8 hours of me talking about Joaquin.
We'll post it. We'll post it on the channel, and then
Sure,
have Joaquin react to it.
Just he pulls the words out of my soul.
All right.
Thumbnail that.
All right, thumbnail that. All right. How about you, Jay? Who's your dream collab?
I mean, there's like just certain directors that I really like their films. So just like Harmony Korine.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, I really like Harmony Korine.
Oh, really?
Like I was first introduced to him in the film class in college, and I think the film was Gummo.
Yeah,
Gummo, yeah.
I don't know. I fucking love that film, bro.
It's such a freaky film.
Yeah, it's a freaky film, but like
I love it.
it's so raw and authentic, and that's why I just love his like visual style and everything. So I think I'd want to work with him. I don't know what exactly, but I don't know. I just like would watch him just create a film, like I guess maybe edit for him. I don't know.
Oh, okay. I see you.
Yeah.
Some other directors like Christopher Nolan. And,
Yeah, I think Nolan and Villeneuve for me are like the top two.
Yeah.
If I could, I don't want to take.
And also, I think I want to like have. I want to work with Roger Deakins as well as a.
Ooh, yeah.
I really love how vast of a world he's able to create with just visual representation. You know, he captures like in Blade Runner, for example. He could capture a wide scale sort of like world,
A whole world, yeah.
and make it look so like
Lived
massive. You know,
Yeah.
it's just like it's full. I love it.
Interesting. I'd love to basically study under Charlie Kaufman.
Who's that?
He's a writer. He writes a lot of scripts that I'm like in love with. He has like this way with characters and with like sadness. I don't know how to explain it, but he also like he's worked on a lot of films like Synodoche New York, adaptation, Being John Malkovich.
Oh, really?
One of my all-time favorites, Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Oh, he wrote it.
Yeah, he's a really interesting writer that I'd like to study under him. I want him to show me the ropes.
Show you the way.
Yeah, you could make a whole other reel of me talking about his writing because
Charlie Kaufman's.
he has like a way with making you completely fall for his premise, and from there he just leads you by the hand through the whole thing, and you don't even like bat an eye at any strange thing that suddenly occurs throughout. It's all just a natural flow. I don't know how he makes it so enthralling.
No.
Is it clip number 2?
Sadness.
Yeah, the sadness.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I think his writing is beautiful. I love it.
Poetic.
Oh, and I'd love to have David Lynch yell at me.
You'll end up being the next victim in one of his movies.
Right.
An aspiring writer, writer in the 70s.
Oh, and I'd like to act for a Sam Raimi flick so that he could have me say something that makes no sense. I love
He's a menace.
I love his brand of like heartfelt cheese.
Yeah,
Just so heartwarming.
I get that. I get that.
Yeah.
What are you gonna say, Jay? You
Huh?
gonna say something?
No, no, I was gonna say it was the second clip that I'm gonna put
Oh, the second clip
with
of him
on
praising him praising.
Kaufman.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like Nolan's way of writing. It's sort of like it's non-linear.
Yeah. His storytelling
And
is
so like when you watch the Nolan film, everyone's just like, "What the hell's going on?" Which is nice because it's a
Yeah.
puzzle. It's a puzzle in itself. So you gotta find out what's going on. Place everything in the right order. Like if you watch even Interstellar, you're like, "What? What's going on?"
yeah.
That film is
He
crazy.
makes his films kind of like these things where you have to approach them and be like, okay, it's thinking time.
Well, yeah, that's what I like. It's blockbustery, but it's also
Yeah.
it keeps to the author filmmaking. It's like sort of you gotta so this is he the bad guy? Is this what's going on? It's like Memento was one of the
Oh,
biggest films. I was like, what the hell's going on?
Yeah.
Like in the beginning, you're like, oh, he's being played, and then you realize, spoiler alert, he's actually the one that
Right.
wrote his own script. He's the one who actually
So good.
put himself in the right path. Oh, bro, it's crazy good. All
His
right,
last film though.
Tenet.
What was it called again? Tenet.
Tenet?
Yeah.
Did you like it?
I mean, visually it's really good, but I just couldn't hear what they were saying. I mean, like,
Yo, I know. That was,
yeah, I swear, bro. Like, I can hear what they're saying at times. I'm like, I'm in a theater.
Hey, bro. The bass was fucking loud, bro.
Yeah. Like,
I heard that he said that was like intentional.
I think so. I mean,
I think it might be.
or just
well,
he just loved Travis Scott real good, so he just played that shit.
yeah.
So or like like because it was Ludwig that made the soundtrack. It wasn't Hans Zimmer.
Right.
So he was like, yo man, play that soundtrack, bro. I love that shit. So he blast the low ends.
Yeah. Never mind the dialogue. Never mind the dialogue.
Yeah, we don't need dialogues, bro. They'll figure it out. It's part of the puzzle.
Something I would really, since we were talking about like things like we'd like to collab with, it has somewhat to do with film. I'd love to work with Radiohead on a soundtrack.
Ooh,
Yeah,
Radiohead.
Compose something. That's like a crazy like. If I had all the power in the world,
Yeah.
clout, the ability to muster up that type of demand.
Yeah.
I
What genre? What genre of film would you want to make a song with?
for them.
Yeah.
Well, they have this dreary techno vibe, a bit like. Have you guys seen Mr. Robot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched a few episodes. I didn't watch the whole thing.
That's the type of feel that I would like to give to a sequence scored by them.
Okay.
Like
a sci-fi thriller. It's like a sci-fi thriller type thing.
A bit.
Yeah.
And I'd love to just pour out like the lead singer Tom York has this voice that is almost like you almost pity him through his voice. I don't know how to explain it.
Are you trying to say this? Are you trying to say something through subliminal messaging? Like, are you depressed right now? That sadness in Charlie Kaufman's writing. I want that sadness. Radiohead.
Down and such a sad being. But
oh my god.
no, but I feel like it provides some sort of catharsis for people watching. I think having some sadness or some messed up things happen on screen purges or at least gives you a sense that you're not alone as a person going through struggles.
Okay.
So I think like showing struggle of a character, even a character that is meant to be like somewhat stoic, somewhat heroic, I think like focusing on their flaws or rather their stumbles heightens their successes. So even in a story about success, I feel like we focus on the mishaps because
Yeah.
it heightens those great moments.
Alright.
You know?
Me,
So
me, I think. Yeah, what were you saying?
oh, I was just saying like I feel like while most of their discography is very like moody and like maybe we'll say depressing, I feel like Radiohead also have this potential to make you like soar up high from the depths.
Sure. Okay.
Like something I really love, like
Yeah.
going deep to go higher than you ever could.
All right. I think me and my dream collab for a score would be Timbaland and Hans Zimmer. Yo, Timbaland, bro, he got some hard bass, bro. He got some kicks to that.
Okay.
If you listen to like the old school Timbaland beats, bro, it's like it's legit in every single 2000s dance movie, or like like Step Up. It was all over Step Up. It was in Step Up too. And, like it was like his beats are very unique, where it's like they're sort of they're boppy, but they're still sort of complex and not like simple like drum beats. Where like right now it's just like the music industry right now is just a bunch of shit, to be honest. So I moved to the UK, bro. I'm in the UK scene right now,
On
bro.
that drill rap.
I'm gonna drill rap. I'm on the UK grime thing. I'm not even listening to no Lil Uzi Vert no more, bro. I've moved on, which is that's why it'd be quite interesting seeing us Hans Zimmer and Timbaland come out, just having hard bass and then like really cool melodies and just making it. Ooh, that'd be cool.
Like an orchestral with like kind of a
Yeah.
trap beat.
A trap beat, but like like an old school hip hop beat was like
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know if you watched the movie Dope.
Yeah.
Yep, that was dope.
It's really dope. I really love that movie.
It
Remember
is
this? Yeah, remember the scene where like they're going up the boulevard with the palm trees there. I don't know what that street's called in California. And then The World Is Yours is playing. Yo, I freaking love that scene, bro. It's just so cool. Like them just casually like biking with like Nas playing in the background, and just like I don't know what about that scene. Where the scenery is just so nice. It's like like what you said before, like the Ryzen sort of like giving them freedom. It's kind of like has that sort of feel to it. How about you, Jay? Dream collab?
I don't know.
I have another one.
Yeah.
If you get to be in a film's universe, what universe would you be? So say like a Spider-Man universe, or like a Batman universe, or like an MCU, or like any other film universe.
But am I still me in that?
Yeah,
universe,
you're you. Also, the other part of the question is, what would you play in the film's universe?
But as a civilian, I would die in most of those universes.
True.
Well, not really. I mean, like say you're in like the DC Justice League universe where everything goes to shit, but you're like I don't know, Zod's brother in a corner galaxy, distant galaxy watching, or like you're like Darkseid. You don't necessarily have to be Phil or Jason in that.
Oh, okay.
It could be anybody in that universe.
I'd be Spider-Man. I've always wanted to be Spider-Man since I was a kid.
Want to be Spider-Man?
Yeah, bro.
Like, you want to be Spider-Man?
Yeah. I've always wanted to swing from those freaking web things. It looks so fun.
Yeah.
I think Spider-Man was like wasn't it like adapted based off Superman?
Not that I know.
Because it looks so like I don't know if Stan took inspiration. But it looks so similar.
Well, I know that when creating the logo for Spider-Man, I know that they were scared that Spider-Man and Superman would look similar, so they put a hyphen between Spider and Man.
Yeah.
That's the sole reason that there's a hyphen.
No, I mean, it's just exactly the same. It's like the same color scheme, the same sort of
patriotic.
it's very sort of like like Spider-Man is more of a subdued version of what Superman would be like. Say like Superman is from like an alien, whereas like Spider-Man is a human that gets bit by a radioactive spider, but then gets human symbiotes coming down from like space and shit.
I don't know if there's a direct reference, a direct like line where like Superman to Spider-Man, but I mean there's the obvious fact that like being a superhero every superhero somewhat fall from Superman. You know, like they all come down from him in some way. He's like the granddaddy of them all.
Yeah, he's old as fuck too.
And then from him, you could go to like older stuff like the Phantom or Greek mythology. And things like that. You know,
Modern day mythology.
Yeah.
So yeah, so what would you be? What in what universe? What film universe would you want to be in?
Well, I think Jason's answer was too good.
Spider-Man.
I'd love to swing around. That sounds like the most free one could feel.
Yeah.
So
you could be just chilling on top of those buildings, you know, at night.
Yo,
Watching the...
I'd love to just go through the skyline. I'd love to just feel the air rushing through me, just doing flips and all in midair. That sounds so fun.
I don't know why, but I'm really attached to Norse mythology. It's like I really love it. Like right now, I'm playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla like gameplays, man. It's crazy. Like I really love Norse mythology. I don't know why. Maybe I'm part Viking. I don't know. I'm gonna do an Ancestry.com one day. Ancestry DNA and see
Viking.
If I have like Scandinavian blood inside of me. I don't know what it is, but
don't forget that they keep your genetic code, so then they could send it to advertisers.
Ooh, would you imagine if I'm famous and I turned out to be half alien? I mean, not half alien. Yeah.
What?
If I'm like bioengineered, I don't know. Yo, kids nowadays were like bioengineered to have,
To have what?
I don't know. I mean, nowadays there's actually like surgeries to make you taller.
Oh.
So they would basically implement a rod inside your tibias, or I don't know, it's your femur or your tibia, but it stretches, so it basically fractures your bone, and then when it heals back, it sort of like creates a new tissue underneath it, so you basically be taller like as the year goes. But obviously there's side effects to it, like fucking osteoporosis and like
the explanation
and all that shit. But I'm thinking like we're not far off to like motherfuckers creating bioengineered humans.
Cyborgs and stuff.
Yeah, cyborgs and stuff, They already have the blueprint. There's a superhero named after it. So, just fucking copy that shit and then just integrate it in real life.
You guys know about the RLCH?
No, what's that?
The real life superheroes. They're an actual organization that exists. And, yeah, there are a bunch of vigilantes running around each city. There's also a world map on their website where you can know if there are heroes in your city. And
look at that shit. What's it called?
RLCH, the real life.
Yeah, we're watching this right now, bro.
And I know the most famous one of them went on the news a bunch of times. I think his name is like Phoenix Jones.
Yeah, what a loser! What the hell? You'll make a better name for that shit, bro.
Hey, don't make fun of Phoenix Jones.
Like Thunderclapper.
Thunderclapper.
That doesn't sound nice.
It sounds bad. It sounds bad, man. I'm gonna thunderclap the shit out of you.
I will thunderclap you.
No, he just has a gun.
Yo, you get clapped. You get clapped. What is your biggest pet peeve?
People right now, people who walk in the store with their
masks there. Yeah,
I'm like, no.
Agreed. They know nothing about science.
Or people who complain I have a medical condition that says I can't wear the mask.
My favorite one is when they talk to you, they remove the mask, and then they tell you beats the whole purpose, you moron. What are you doing?
Like, bro, you didn't know where this is.
And then there's this thing on Facebook where there's in the cashiers, there's like these glass thingies. Yeah. And the girl goes underneath it and the motherfucker reacts like, what are you doing? Like, defeats the whole purpose of the whole barrier. Like,
yeah. Once again, Jason, you found the best one. It's just so distracting to me. Whenever they do that, I see someone do that, and I'm like, you don't get it. That's the whole point.
You don't get it, man.
Now.
Yeah, no. I think my pet peeve is. So I start drama real quick. I think my biggest pet peeve is people who pretend to be smart because they know they have knowledge, but they don't understand anything about what they know. You know what I'm saying? Like, say like I look up some stuff on the internet, and like like, why is the shade of the sky blue? And I'm like, oh, this is the reason why. And then it's like, when someone talks to you like about, oh, do you know why the sky's blue and stuff, whatever? And then she just like fucking spits that knowledge out, like, yeah, I know
what they read and stuff.
I know everything. I was like,
I
bro,
know.
like, do you even know why? Like, do you understand the science behind it? Like, do you understand it? Like, what's the point of like, boasting about this freaking this shit? Like, it's, I don't know. Like, I feel like nowadays a lot of people like try to bring other people down to sort of lift them up. It's like a very sad insecurity thing. It's like,
Mm.
and then like, if you call them out, you're an asshole. If you don't call them out, you just get really annoyed, and then you just want to say some shit. So
ball up all the anger.
It's a lose-lose situation, bro. But that's why
Yeah.
it's like so annoying. Like right now, it's especially when you're trying to be like innovative and like trying to motivate yourself to do something else, and you're like you have like people around you who just like they're like, that's not, I don't want to do that because like it's not cool. It's like, what the fuck is cool? What are you talking about? Like, what is the definition of cool? Like,
cool is subjective.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like people are try to copy a trend of like, oh look, I'm wearing, like, especially designer brands, for example. When the Yeezys came out, it was madness, man. Everyone's like, yo, I got Yeezys, I'm better than you. Like, you don't have Yeezys, bro? Like, what's wrong with you?
I mean, I feel like now the hype died for Yeezys. So.
I'm saying, like, now it's like, yo, was it 2 years from the Yeezys hype? Like, nobody gives a shit. Like, someone has Yeezys, like, all right, that's a nice loafers, man. That's great.
Every time I see someone Yeezy, I'm like, bro, that's fake. There's no way you have to.
Yeah. So, like, I don't know. I think my biggest pet peeve is like those people have, try to like, you care too much about materialistic things. Not even materialistic things, but just very things that like are very tedious and like sort of like it doesn't really matter. And then they sort of like, because they have that, they have power over people. It's like, nah, man.
Yeah.
Who cares? Honestly, who cares? Like, when I was younger, the thing is, it's funny though, because I had. Sorry, I'm like saying a lot of stuff.
Go.
So like when I was younger, like around like 19, 20, I took a year or 2 years off social media. And I gotta say, it was probably the best 2 years of my life, like hands down. Like where I was like, I only had like Messenger on my phone, so like I would talk to like you guys, but like everyone else, like I didn't have Facebook, I didn't have Instagram, so I didn't have like, any contact of like the outside world, right? So it like sort of like allowed me to realize what I wanted to do in life and sort of like, I guess reassess my priorities.
Mm-hmm.
And then based off of that, it was like sort of, I realized a lot of things that people care about didn't really matter. So like, Instagram followers or likes or, which, essentially you shouldn't care about it, but as a business you should, because you want to promote as much as possible.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like over the years, and then when I came back to Instagram or when I came back to Facebook, I was like sort of, I don't know, I felt like relieved. Like I didn't really care about people's opinions and people's of like, I would care about the criticism, of course, I'm taking into account, sort of like better myself. But at the same time, like, you would also evaluate what you would see and then sort of think about it rationally and sort of like, okay, why would this person think that this video is like this, or what I say is like this, or, and then sort of incorporate that in your overall self-assessment, if you will. And then in the end, better yourself. But like, I don't know, a lot of people are too scared to do that, I think. Like they sort of, they blame everyone else for their failures instead of sort of saying, okay, yeah, the reason I failed is because I wasn't working hard enough, or because I was trying to push away my problems. I was too scared to sort of deal with them. And then eventually they caught on to me. But like, by that time it sort of became a big ass snowball of just like, what the hell's going on, instead of just me dealing with it, while it was still like a small problem. So it's like, it's sad.
Sad
And then you have the people who are like the generations before us, like boomers. They're like, oh, your generation just so soft, which I kind of agree with.
We're soft.
I don't know. We're not like it's not soft, but like they're very sort of like they're fragile, I guess.
Mm.
Like they're less opinionated.
Like PC, kind of.
Yeah, exactly. They're too scared to like contradict, like to say something that's opposite the the status quo, if you will.
To interact verbally with people with radically different opinions.
Yeah, exactly. And still being like to be able to disagree with someone but still be friends with them. So like sort of separating the person from the opinion.
Right. Although I'm going to rep the PC people here.
All right, no problem.
There is a certain extent to which like people are often like posting things about like if you vote this, it's okay. But if you're racist, then there's no point in me dialoguing with you.
Mm.
You know, which I feel is a fair point. Though then there's also a question that's even more. I feel like this sparks an even bigger divide with people, but it's just the fact that maybe your political affiliation does imply racism in some respects.
Yeah.
So to a certain extent, I think they're right in that there is no gently accepting racists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm using racism as
Yeah.
an example here, but like, you know, it's like there's some things where you can't really like just interact in one-to-one when one side is like vying for your extermination or you to not exist. It's like,
Yeah.
how do I like debate in one-to-one with you when your argument is just I should not exist as I am,
Yeah. No, I get that.
or
Yeah.
you want me to actually like die?
Yeah.
There's no like, you can't just be like, oh, it's okay, you could go in your own corner where you all think that and want me dead, you know? Like,
which racism in itself is kind of stupid, because if you think about it, the reason why people's colors are different is legit because of the sun and where they are geographically. And
yeah, then we're entering a whole
evolution
thing where their beliefs are more like often
well, yeah, that's cultural, like
related to science.
Yeah.
So
was it during the Renaissance? It was like sort of people who believed in God. That was like the norm, and people who believed in science was like, no, you guys are blasphemous. Like this, the sun's not the son of the earth. The earth is.
oh,
Was that beforehand? Yeah, that's like was it?
Yeah, but you're thinking of like when someone found out that, hey, maybe we turn around the sun.
Yeah.
And then he got killed.
Yeah.
That's you know.
And also like the concept of gravity, where like, you know, nobody sees the forces.
Yeah.
And like, you know, like, oh, that's witchcraft. That's nonsense. Which nowadays, when you think about it, like, it's like, bro, that's like a norm now. Like everybody knows about gravity. So like when I see someone who's like really racist, I met a couple of people who are very, very racist that were like, we're older people, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it tends to be older people.
That's the way they were brought up, though. That's the thing. They don't know better.
Right,
So
right. They don't know better. So it's a complicated thing to like judge them on that.
Yeah. But there are people that instead of like, you know, trying to reason with them, they're sort of like me. My question whenever I see a racist person is more sort of like, why, like, what is it about, you know, them that you don't really like, and why is it that you sort of generalize that one person into like a whole race and categorize them as all the same? It's like same thing as like, you know, if I did the same thing with age, like, you know, that's what people are doing now with age groups, with generations. They're like, you know, boomers are bad, or Gen Zs are bad, or, you know, millennials are bad. It's like, not really. It's like they all done some bad things. They also done some good things, and you know, they're all human in the end of the day.
Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult debate to have, of course, with people who are brought up that way. But then there's also, it's not just old people. That's the thing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
You have to like also realize that a lot of people our age don't give a crap about like, you know, someone from somewhere that they can't really like relate to,
Yeah.
like doing all right or like making a fair living, making like it's not like this communal aspect of wanting like the whole human community, we'll say,
Yeah.
to strive or to thrive together.
Well, yeah.
Mm.
Which is it's just weird because from the dawn of like humanity, I guess they're always competing against each other for territories and for like this whole like perception of superiority when we're all the same. It's like back in the Viking days, it's who was the strongest.
Right.
But you know, which empire was the biggest? Which empire? You know, the empire who managed to overthrow another one had the say to the other empire's fate.
From like a primary like instinct of like
Exactly.
survival.
Exactly.
Well, back then,
Which is funny because like as humans we always think of ourselves as the most like
civilized.
the civilized, the most superior, more rational beings.
We've continuously just
Contradicted ourselves.
failed at acting completely civilized within our own civilized frameworks,
Yeah.
which are themselves not very civil.
And then like sort of having, especially with the educational system, bring that back. It's like it's not really helping people sort of educate,
right? It's
and understand.
not a healthy way to create people with knowledge.
Exactly. Yeah, it's not really teaching them about like say like we're doing history lessons or whatever. Like we present Hitler's and all of the bad people in the past and like what they've done, or the good people in the past and what they've done, and we automatically associate like say this person is bad and this person is good, but without understanding the mindset behind the person and understanding why this person feels this way, and then drawing it back to society and saying, okay, these people you gotta watch for, help them.
I really agree with you in the sense that a lot of people see like the idea of like evil incarnate or like Hitler and associate those and say that's in the past.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
never happen again.
Exactly.
And don't like understand how that came up.
Exactly.
In history and how like a lot of factors, people thought they were getting something out of it that would help them. I'm talking about like the German people back then, but like it's not even very far from us today.
Yeah, it's not even 100 years yet. Yeah.
A lot of people seem to think that we buried the past.
Yeah.
But because they've not like taken a close look at how the past is it's not just extremes of extremely evil person and extremely good person. It's very complex. People all think they're doing the right thing.
Exactly, yeah.
For themselves, generally, and their locals, with their people.
Yeah.
And it leads to these catastrophic events. And now, we're heading for some today, but which ones, I don't know. Which one's first?
Well, yeah.
But it's just foolish a bit of us to just think that these evil people are only existed in the past, or / they're just evil people. It's not just people who are desperate, who get to believe in someone whose belief system includes exterminating a lot of people.
Exactly. Yeah.
But like I mean, I think I'd argue that in any framework, fascism is evil. So I'm going to conflate fascism with evil.
No.
But that's just me imposing my
own beliefs. Yep.
But
the fascist, so the fascist.
I don't know if anyone would want to argue with us of otherwise.
The comment section below is gonna blow up, bro. Yo, what? Fascism is evil.
What?
How dare you?
But my dad told me.
My dad told me the fascism's bad, so I say so myself.
But yeah, it's
Oh yeah, I agree. 100%. Yeah.
I feel like we don't realize that like fascism isn't this thing in a vacuum over there.
Yeah,
It's
it's part of.
things that can manifest in our everyday.
Well, yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like a lot of people right now, especially in like who have that type of mindset, they're not educated and sort of like reformed. It's like it's sort of like they put you in the closet, like prison system basically. I'm trying to
Right.
talk about it. So it's like everyone who has this sort of who was in prison. Most of the people who are in prison, they were there because they didn't even have a choice. Either whether the system failed them and sort of forced them inside, or the people who had sort of no way out and had to do what they had to do to survive.
Right. It's people being pushed to extremes and then being failed by
Exactly.
the system that's supposed to be trying to reform them or trying to like tend to their mental health.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
Yeah.
like it's sort of like neglecting the problem instead of correcting it. So it's like
Yeah, and instead we pump money to
yeah, to
super cops and the military and all that.
which is another problem because like they're basically giving more responsibility to the cops, like making them. There was like a bunch of posts where they're like, cops are basically like social workers, they're basically therapists and all that stuff. And
Well,
like
they're taking the spot of all those.
exactly, so they're
Those
like
guys should be taking care of a lot of things.
exactly. So instead of like focusing on crime and focusing on the people who are like, mentally ill, we should be cared by other people.
Right.
Especially right now, a lot of people in our youth are depressed and sort of like in
Yeah.
poor state of mind. Which gratefully right now, fortunately for us, like mental health is getting more and more recognition.
I think that's actually due to the pandemic
Yeah,
because we have more time to reflect and more time to get political and like involve ourselves with stuff because we have more time to actually dedicate to that and to reflect. So everyone's more involved. We talk more. We actually get like in the thick of it.
Yeah.
Whether on social media or we just talk about it more. So we're actually affecting a big change right now. So we're in a transition period for what I think is a better future.
Yeah.
But
Well, yeah. Speaking of, how are you guys mentally? You guys sane? You guys lost your minds in captivity?
yeah, let's be very forward thinking. Men's mental health has to be talked about more.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that people neglect because of this.
Yeah, men have this stigma because of stoicism.
Well, they have this perception. Yeah, people have a lot of perception, like putting a lot of pressure on them, and sort of like, young men have to be this, that, and the other, and if they're not men, and like sort of But we want men to be more emotional. We don't train women to sort of deal with a man who's being emotional. Just sort of like, oh, that's unattractive. It's like it's kind of weird.
Yeah.
Also, like men are like brought up to be like tough and stuff, so they don't talk about their emotions.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Stoicism to the core. Yeah.
Yeah. Which nowadays now although I'm still quite stoic, whenever you have the occasional tear coming out watching a movie, it's like, it's getting emotional up in here.
What, you cried? You cried during the film?
Yeah, I'm a crier. Yeah. Yeah, I cried in Into the Spider-Verse. I keep fucking crying that shit, bro.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
Yo, like I've been marathoning that. Like I've been playing Sunflower on repeat like for the past 4 days, bro. It's mad.
Yeah. But to actually answer your question, yeah, my mental health is actually doing pretty well because I managed to find a productive way to, and by productive, I don't mean productive towards what people expect from me.
Yeah. Your
own, for my own well-being.
Yeah.
That's what I define as productivity for this conversation's sake. But what I mean is, I found a way to sharply aim myself towards something, get it done, and feel good about it.
Motivate yourself, basically.
Yeah. And it doesn't have to be the same thing for everyone, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Like we each have our own aims and something to strive for, to feel good, to feel ourselves, But I'm feeling pretty good because I think I've successfully done that during the quarantine. How about you guys?
You, Jay.
I'm
I'm mad depressed right now, fam. I need some help.
I was talking about sadness, but actually, we have to talk.
I don't know. Like, I feel like um this semester has been kind of tough. I have only have 4 classes, but like I feel like I'm behind
Mm.
on most of them. I don't know about you guys, but
Um,
just
I think that a lot of people are actually
yeah,
just in school right now and not taking a lot of classes.
I got two.
So
yeah. Look at this guy, two classes, bro. Like what?
yeah, it's well to reassure you, it's perfectly normal.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, yeah, it's just like school stress for the most part, but like other than that,
yeah,
I'm a okay.
Yeah, but it's online too. That's the worst part because you're not really motivated when it's online.
it's a
Yeah,
different
like
thing. Yeah, it's a
yeah.
whole different beast.
You're not motivated. Like, yo, you wake up in the morning, you're just like, yo, I'm online. Like, you have a Zoom call, and like I'm playing a video game at the same time. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like you're not down for that shit. Like, you know,
Yeah, I mean, you could wake up like 5 minutes before your class now, so I guess that's a good thing. Like you get to
yo,
sleep more.
Having
exactly.
to work in the same space where you know, wake up, eat,
It's tough.
sleep, everything in your little cubicle of a
Mhm.
room or whatever.
Yeah,
You're like you're confined in a tighter space than you think.
Mhm.
yeah. I think you're almost hoping for like someone getting plowed on live Zoom call, bro. You see,
Oh yeah, I've seen
yo,
that.
there's a
Well, not
lot
like
of
not
instances.
firsthand, but like I've seen like clips of it on social media. It's
There's a
kind of
lot of
funny.
those. There's a lot of those going on. It's crazy.
Yikes.
It's a bunch of fucking weirdos. I don't know if they're like trying to promote that shit or just like they accidentally press the record button or whatever. And you forget to
Um,
close the webcams real quick.
yeah.
But oh yeah, which reminds me, what is your
Wait, Daryl,
definition of
wait, Daryl, no. What about your mental health? We didn't talk
oh
about
my
your
mental
mental
Yeah,
health.
health?
no, you
Oh
can't
my mental
skip
health.
this.
Yeah.
All
You
right,
can't
my
avoid
mental
it.
health. Well, I mean, I think I've addressed this during the podcast, my big ass rant. I think right now it's pretty good. I mean, I've been busy, and I think that's the best way to sort of like keep you on a positive note, sort of like motivate yourself and give yourself goals and like stuff to do.
Yeah.
Like for a while, especially during the pandemic, I think like I never felt more accomplished. Like I got to do stuff that I couldn't do during, you know, pre-pandemic, say.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which, granted, I couldn't do like a lot of projects that I wanted to do like in terms of filmmaking, but in terms of like personal projects, in terms of like reconnecting with friends and
Yeah.
reconnecting with family, and and chatting about reminiscing about old school. I don't know, having fun basically, and having a lighter load is what I'm trying to
Yeah.
say. I got,
That's good.
which is weird because like a lot of people, there's the opposite. Like because they're confined for so long with the same person, they get sort of like lost their minds. Like their voice rates went up.
Right, right.
Everyone hates each other now. Like it's like, bruh, like
People are more confronted to continuously talking to someone they live with, and maybe it reveals underlying like
yeah,
things, conversational rifts.
yeah. Which it happened to me. To be honest, me and my mom, we had a little conflict during the beginning of the pandemic, but then we hashed it out.
Yeah,
That was nice.
I think that's normal. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
But
That's
it's a long overdue talk. Granted, we still bicker, but it's more personality.
that's
We're very
yeah.
we're very incompatible personality types. I'm more of a sort of by feel. Like if I feel like doing something, then I'll do it that moment. She's like, whatever we need it, let's do it. It's like, well, bruh, like I'm doing something else right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, I think family squabbles are plentiful and normal and healthy to like sort things out.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think we all have our own personal life problems, our own family problems.
Of course.
There's no
Yeah.
shortage of that. So, yeah, my question before is, what is your definition of success? Is it monetary? Is it
Hmm.
accomplishments? Is it
I think
like?
it depends on um
Because we
like
all know
if
what society's perception of success is
it's
being
like
rich.
money basically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. But what is your personal?
I mean, me like if like just bring it back to film, like just making a film that you find that's really good, like it turned out really well in your opinion, and you're proud of it. Like I think that's like kind of success,
Right.
or like that feeling of success. Um, but yeah, it's basically me. It doesn't have nothing to do with like monetary value. Like,
Right. Um, I'd say like contributing something that you deeply feel, no matter what is said about it, you deeply feel like you've contributed something, like a work of art, because that's what we're dealing with.
Yeah.
That is moving, that is important, or
like
that
meaningful.
retroactively gives purpose to you.
Yeah. I think purpose is the key word.
Yeah.
Is finding purpose and striving to accomplish said purpose.
Right.
I think, which is also, I think, the biggest difficulty in life is sort of like trying to find that purpose, because a lot of people don't know what they want to do, and they're sort of like swayed by something or other to do something they don't really want to, or don't really know.
And there's also something like a bit elusive about happiness or success or all those terms, which is a lot of people phrase it or seem to think of it as one moment to strive to. But it's really like a healthy balance. It's a life that you want to be living. It's a like feeling in accordance to yourself that you want to have for your life,
Yeah. I think a lot of people try to skip the journey and just go straight to the end. I think that's the whole point.
Right.
The journey is the
That's why
fun
some
part.
people are never satisfied too.
Well, yeah, exactly.
They never feel like, oh, I've attained the peak. There's always more.
Well, yeah, there's, if you don't, there's always room to grow and room to learn. I think the learning part is the thing that a lot of people try to avoid, because it's like it hurts their egos, and it's sort of like, oh, I already did all that stuff. I don't need to learn anymore. It's like,
you have to find what you need to enjoy the ride, basically.
Exactly. Yeah, I think that's an accurate depiction of what success is. I think. I mean, a lot of people, unfortunately, they get a monetary value, they get the bling and the cars, and the fame, the women, the men, everything. They have like the recognition, but then deep inside, like a lot of celebrities I've sort of researched, if you will. I see them like in the limelight, they're very sort of like happy, I guess, but then low key they're like really depressed. They're very like lonely, and just like they don't know what to do. They're lost, and I think that's like the ideal perception of what success is kind of like the pressure that sort of like stops people from actually getting it.
Right.
Like for me, I think it's like you said to strive at a goal that you set yourself, and like fulfilling your purpose. And that's partly why I wanted to accomplish the marathon run. 42K, bro. Are you crazy? You think I could run that shit?
Yeah.
Easy. Easy peasy, bro. Easy work. My legs gonna fly off, but I'll roll myself there, fam.
Go get it.
I'll use my arms. Ain't no running in this. I'm just crawling. But yeah, it's like that's why I think that's gonna be my biggest challenge, because like creating a goal that high is like climbing Mount Olympus, and like when you accomplish it, the work you put into it's gonna be so satisfying. Which unfortunately right now it's like it's gonna be tough, but I think they created virtual marathons now, so you basically record yourself running a trajectory, and then it sort of tracks your run, and then sort of once you hit 42 kilometers, your time is in it as well. And
you're like on a treadmill or something.
No, you run outside. Like I mean, like there's different what do you call those? What's parkour in English?
Parkour
trails. There's different trails that are like are sort of posted by marathon organizers, and sort of allows you to sort of pick what region or what type of marathon you want to do. And some are like off road, which is like it's like your legs are gonna die. The others are just like in the city or whatever. And I think I'm gonna create my own like trail, and sort of like, I mean, we have a big ass mountain in the middle of our city, so
that going.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm very excited for that, and I'm looking forward to struggling.
Hey, it's all in the struggle. That's the humanity.
So yeah, it's gonna be. Yeah, it's gonna be the. I know damn well like right now I'm like hella hyped for it, but when that day comes, I'm gonna fucking be
I
like,
feel
nah,
like nah.
I ain't about this, fam. Yeah, this is too
Nah,
much,
man.
bro. Like I'm like during the summer, I was running like 4K, and like after the fourth one, I was like, yo, bro, what the fuck am I doing, bro?
You're working up to 42.
42. I mean, my goal for the end of next year is to reach at least 20. So like a half marathon. So, oh my god, I can really see that tomorrow. Yo, I'm gonna
A
fucking
lot
knees,
of
bro. Like,
kilometers, bro.
yo, I got weak ass knees, bro. My knees are hurting. I'm getting old, man.
That's the life.
So, what is this? It's been what, an hour and 30 minutes?
Something like that. Yeah.
I think we're good. I think we'll
What are your
end it
thoughts?
here.
What are your thoughts on abortion?
Oh,
Is it
we
how
want
it
to start
ended
that
up? I'm
debate.
kidding. I'm kidding.
You want to start that debate.
I'm joking. No, we're not gonna get into that.
One,
I think you do whatever you want, man. I think you do whatever you want with your body.
Okay.
But the guys shouldn't be forced to pay the child support if they don't want to keep the kid. That's all I'm saying on that.
Okay.
I think it should be fair.
But I get women around us like,
No, fuck you. You're
freaking Daryl.
no. I mean, it's like yo, like it's your body, so you do whatever you want with it, like you know. But at the same time, it's like you can't force the other party to contribute if they don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Like it's fair. No, it's
I guess we should like stop it there before we get into like
no,
deep
for real. We
stuff.
we should have a woman's perspective. We should have a woman.
we need guests.
Yeah.
We need guests. We need guests. We need emotionally intelligent guests.
Emotionally intelligent.
Yeah, understanding, emotions and not fucking losing their shit
Okay.
and actually having a rational debate.
Who are willing to,
They're open-minded, basically.
dialogue with.
Yeah.
Like,
So yeah, do you
but
want to end it here? Or you want to?
yeah, well, there's also a last thing I wanted to say about success as well.
Go on.
I don't know how things are going to end up,
Mm.
but I'm personally pretty optimistic that by the end of wherever I'm heading, I'm going to be satisfied with it if I have put my passion, my care into it. So I feel like even if like what I think I'm going for doesn't end up working out, I feel like I'm just going to be satisfied to have done it,
Mm.
to have been the person who did it and who has, people to tell those stories with.
Yeah. Oh, actually, well, if you fail, you could talk about how it was kind of funny. When you look back at it, it's like, yo, look at this. I'm so dumb. I did this. Like I don't know. Like and now I'm like I'm very like easy going when it comes to myself. Like I laugh about myself all the time. Like when I do some dumb shit, it's just like I catch myself, bro. It's funny, man. But yeah, no, I agree. It's like it's not about the success or failure of your goals. It's just having goals, period, and doing your best to strive at it.
Being the you want to be.
Agreed. Totally agreed.
So
We're
I just hope that
satisfied with your care.
I just hope that we're all satisfied where we end up being. So.
We're satisfied with our care.
Right.
I am Baymax. I'm saying, yo.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
So yeah, so if you liked, if you like this, if you want more, actually we're gonna post regardless, so I don't give a shit. Leave a like, subscribe, ring the button, ring the bell, subscribe to it. Well, not subscribe. What was it? Follow us on social media platforms. We'll have it linked down below. It's been your boy, Real Time, the Real. That just would be so hilarious.
It's your boy P.
It's your boy P Money.
And your boy Jay. And we out here.
We out here, cuz.
We out here.
See y'all.